never thought about it. She said, I think you can pass it. I said, you think I can pass it? She said, yeah. I said, let me do a couple more homework assignments to get in shape for it, and I tried. She said, that's good
Mhm.
because it's going to take about 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to go down there and take it. I went down there and took it and passed it. That's my highest education. Oh, I got a couple certificates in culinary arts and janitorial services when I was locked up, but formal education, I got a GED. I call it my guerrilla educational degree because
Mhm.
I had to use guerrilla tactics to self-educate. They didn't know what I was doing, but I did.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You gotta, you gotta enlighten me on that guerrilla tactics.
yeah. So the guerrilla tactics is the smaller force fighting the superior force need a different set of strategy and tactics as the superior force to fight the smaller force. So they resort to what's known as guerrilla warfare,
Mhm.
and it's generally characterized as a small band of soldiers joining together to fight a superior force.
Okay.
My cousin said I was always smart in school anyway. Yeah, I was in special ed the whole time. Yeah,
Man, I needed
yeah,
this. I needed
yeah.
this.
Hey, I'm gonna let you drop down. I'm gonna take, I think, another caller or two, then I'm gonna call it a night.
For sure. I appreciate you to help me with so much,
For
man.
sure, for sure,
Thank you.
man. I appreciate being able to help.
Respect.
Stop fighting them. That's the wrong fight. The ones who took sides with the enemy that like to drive in their $250,000 cars wearing their $1,800 suits with their $5,000 gator skin shoes on, they live in upstate gated communities off the res, them the ones you need to be worried about. They ain't worried because they know that when you figure it out, you're going to attack the ones that look like them that came to help us. All of them didn't come to help, and all of them didn't come to hurt. It's two sides to this, the righteous and the unrighteous. Look at how the government treat the tribe, and you will know if the government have any respect for them or if they made an allegiance with us. This is why you had them all in Seminole Wars. They keep trying to tell y'all that we was the runaway slaves that joined the Seminole Resistance. No, we wasn't. We was old Mississippian chiefs. We was old Alibaba chiefs from Alabama. We was Razorback chiefs coming in to fight this war and run these mucks off the land. And we ran into a situation where we was losing too many casualties on both sides. Ceasefire, conjure war, who gonna educate themselves above the condition, or who gonna allow themselves to be drowned in the dogma of the false doctrines. That's it. This is just that simple. Stop with the divide and conquer. We had the Irish Republic Army. We was sending them support over there to overthrow motherfuckers too. And they was sending us support over here when we was fighting England. They was fighting them too. The Irish has been one of the biggest allies to the tribes over here. And this is why they had free run of the Appalachians. That's where they wanted to set up their tribal camps. And now we treating them like they didn't fight on our behalf because the enemy got us thinking anybody that ain't dark as me or darker is the enemy, and nothing can be further for the truth. Look, Chief Warhorse darker than me, but my hair is nappy. Hers is straight, naturally. I got a nephew. They got naturally straight hair, and he's chocolate, darker than me. My brother over me got curly hair like a Puerto Rican. My brother under me hair, nappy like mine, but it's red. We got it all in the tribes. It's in the blood. We got the oldest blood and the representation in our blood of every clan on the planet. It's every woman with mitochondria on this planet has an uninterrupted mitochondrial line back to one of 12 or 13 women. The original bloodlines of the earth, the Grail blood, is the holy bloods of the great mothers, plural. The 13 tribes, which was the 12 daughters of Isis in her tribe. Isis had a set, and her 12 daughters all gave to different phenotypes, skin complexions, hair textures, heights. These daughters of Isis is the mothers of the earth, and they come in all skin tones. And we be fighting over the doctrines of men as if they some holy truth when they some holy bullshit. Even a lot of the pale-faced Jews took sides with us. We have a conjure woman in California. She's a Jewish lady. Been doing this for over 50 years, named Catherine Yorwood. But she was given and entrusted the secrets by elders in our community in order to give it back to us as our teacher. And then when we see her, we act like we can't read the doctrine she given us to know if she was sanctioned by a big mama on the land. Because we don't know how to look at that stuff no more. Because the 12-step detox from thinking that they call school and effed us up. All of the Irish ain't even yellow. Some of them by my complexion. The daughters of Scotia, they was with freckles. They was chocolate with freckles or caramel with freckles and red hair, auburn red hair. And the daughter of Scotta was buttermilk complexion with fiery red hair. They still do a red hair festival, daughters of Scotta, to this day in Ireland. So anybody want to come up and chop it up with the chief? I'm about to let y'all up. If y'all wanna chat. If you do, just send me a request and I'll let you up. Look here, is this it? Okay, I don't got no requests so far. Oh, there go one. A lot of us don't know, like that purple tint, that's the same way that the chlorophyll affect purple grapes is the same way that you have those people that be purple black. They don't really be black, they be shades of blue, which is the purple shade, which is an old bloodline. Mm-hmm. And we done been smashed these mofos. We gotta watch the rollout while they tearing it apart in our face, and people having tizzy fits because they don't know what's going on. Davion, they ain't letting you up. It say adding on there, but you ain't came up yet. Um, okay. James Taylor, I'm gonna try you now. Look, I told y'all they have to start. She asked me about the planes. They have to cause chaos on their way out. The more chaos they cause, the closer we know to their final exposure. They creating, kicking, and screaming on the way out. They gonna try to create all of the panic they can, but we not panicking no more because we see all this BS coming. Sam, I don't know when we gonna see the three chiefs. I just know that we still and closing everything out, because the work that Trump doing is showing us that we still had a ways to go. He done signed 50 executive orders already or more. Revolution will not be televised, but it's showing the fuck gonna play out on social media. Yeah, the division is the horrible thing. Look, even the Mexicans, right? You got different groups of Mexican that identify with different people. You got the ones that identify with the tribes. Then you got the ones who identify. Then you got the ones who identify with the Spaniard. Those are the ones you got to be leery of. Them the ones that's gonna cut your throat, cross out artists, right? Then you have those that's they not ethnically taking sides, but they philosophically taking sides with some political agenda or jargon somewhere. I didn't watch the Super Bowl performance, but I seen a couple of good breakdowns on it. Yeah. Y'all gotta make sure y'all check if y'all trying to get up. Um,
What you doing?
I'm pretty good, just outside with all the smart particle fog at the moment. I
Oh,
don't know if y'all can hear
you
me.
inhaling all those nanoparticulates? You feel good about it, don't you?
No, I don't. I feel horrible. All right, so
So come on in. Oh, I think I let the floodgate open. Hold on, y'all. Rod, hold on. I gotta close the doors. Hold on. Okay. Come on in. We're gonna leave the doors. I got everybody in. Look at True Seeker looking saucy too. Rod, you know what I'm saying? They all come. You got like a tribe going on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what you gotta say, True Seeker? You looking cute.
Oh, thank you. You are so gracious. um, I am a Gullah Geechee from Charleston, South Carolina, and a mermaid, according to my sister Flurburn.
Tell him.
Um, and so I just wanted to know if you could expound on the Gullah people a little, because it's so hard to find our history even living here. I know there ain't no slave ships here. And all the women here look like mermaids.
Tell
So
him. Tell him,
yeah.
True Seeker. You know what I'm saying?
So I
well,
want to know what the connection is, and if you could just tell me a little bit more about my people, because it's so hard to find information that's real. We have a guy in Yosemite, South Carolina, that's trying to bring some truth to the community, but of course, he's having so many walls because everybody want to be African. So,
Oh.
but that's my question for
so
you.
first, I'm gonna refer you to the legendary Top Cat because he goes in depth.
Okay.
So you can look him up on YouTube.
I think I may know who you're talking about, but go ahead.
But the next thing I tell you is the foresight that the enemy was at the gate was a Gullah Geechee Big Mama,
Mm-hmm.
and she called on a spirit knock all tribes on deck to Florida.
Okay.
Florida now is the finish line for the old chiefs. They had to cross back to the original battleground before they go back home.
Okay.
We end up fighting in the entirety of the South. We was the French in Western Florida and the Spanish in Eastern Florida. And she was the big mama that was greeting the chiefs and dispatching them to where they needed to go according to the skill set that they had. And her name has been erased out of history.
Mm.
But her signature is all over our tribal movements. I know from knowing our culture that the only person that could call the tribes, as far as the Tongan Islands, Hawaii, and Alaska, she had to be the highest ranked female on the land.
Mm-hmm.
And they would use a telepathic connection to call the other big mamas.
Mm.
This is what the war against the women over here was that became known as witch trials.
Mm.
They were teaching the immigrant women how to tap into the frequency of the mitochondria so that they can assimilate on the land. We
Mm-hmm.
always took people from all over the world. So when new people come, they get instructed by the big mamas.
Right.
Example is when the Irish came, they was settling in the Appalachia, they was prone to sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
And the big mama from the area gave them silver water to drink, but she told them it's gonna change the color of your skin, and now they look like Smurfs.
Right.
Right? That's where the whole Smurf village concept came from.
Mm.
The Smurfs are known in Ireland as the leprechauns.
Mm-hmm. And they have
We
green.
don't right. So we don't know that all of these stories is connected to the movement of the people on the land. So the big mama that called us, she was Gullah Geechee.
Mm.
And this is why they went hardest to erase y'all history.
Mm.
But y'all named after places on the land. And y'all do have an African connection, but that's not uncommon for East Coast tribes,
Right.
right? And the royalty from over there would marry the royalty from over here pre-Columbian era for genetic diversity.
What is the Ibu people a part of that?
Um, I'm not exactly sure which groups from Africa,
Okay.
but I know we do have some people that's from the tribes over here that identify with that tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And they even have some communities with a lot of the similar art from that same cultural background. But that's easily is explained when you realize if the daughters of one of the chiefs over there married a chief from over here, she would influence the culture.
Right. So the Big Mama started here in the Gullah Geechee land on
Yeah.
Turtle Island.
She the one that's seen all the way into today.
And we over here controlling the weather over here in Charleston on this 33rd parallel.
That's right.
And,
Tell them. Tell them.
yeah, if we don't want it to rain, we just say, go away, rain, and it's gone.
That's the magic that still exists.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, guys. Oh man. Thank you, Rod.
Thank you. Anybody else want to come and ask a question to Matt?
Yeah, I got one.
Yes, come on in, Zaid.
Okay, so all right, my question. So we have, can I say this? I know a lot of the original tribes from different areas got wiped out, and they had to consolidate like for survival and join like other tribes.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm having a hard time trying to find out like how many original tribes there were on the land because I've heard different things, but like I'm not exactly sure. So can you kind of expound on that, Ron?
I know that there's at least 5,000 tribes across the land.
Okay.
And in those tribes got a lot of intermingling that made even secondary tribes under them. The confederations was groups of tribes in certain areas working together in harmony with their neighbor.
Right.
Right. So this is how we began to form what they call super tribes. When the tribes are snuffed out and the history is erased, when we reconstitute, we're going to find some kind of name that tie us back to what took place on the land. And this is going to explain how your gangs is really the tribes reconstituting after our history's been erased.
Mm. Mm.
When you look
That's
up the
true.
word gang, they know it means tribe.
Woo!
Yeah. Yep.
Even in the language that they use with their hands, like if you look at like on the West Coast, a lot of that language is like literally the language of the Maya, the tribes that were on that coast that were using those figurative kind of language, the language they use with their hands. They call it,
Yeah. Yes. That's
Exactly.
old tradition. That go all the way back to the beginning.
Mhm,
Mm.
We've been using sign language longer than we've been talking.
absolutely. And it was universal with a lot of tribes across certain regions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Now
that.
look,
Yeah.
it coming from the Midwest, right? If I go to California, by color, I'm gonna be affiliated with Crips
Mhm.
because growth and development's colors is blue.
Oh, okay.
But the Crips wear they hat to the left out west, and the folks wear they hat to the right in the Midwest,
Wow.
right? So when we looking at it, we looking at mirror images of our culture. We trying to remind each other who we are by being ourselves and clicking up with the ones that vibrate on our frequency. We just keep getting infiltrated.
Dang.
For that.
Man, talk that G talk, big dog. Man, you talking about? Come on, dog.
Crazy.
I can hear me. Oh, my bad.
Yes, AJ.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
oh, yeah, though. Yeah, peace and love, man. You already know, Big Rod, man. Man, and the lovely goddess right here for sure. Yeah, this right here from LA. He talking real talk. We talk with the fingers and all that, and
Mm.
everything on the land. It is what it is. I
Absolutely.
would just got one question for you, Rod. Just I say you say in the next 5 to 7 years, how would you see the land as far as like the people?
Mm.
You don't really like do like theoreticals, like little stuff like that. But hypothetically speaking, I know it's a million and one eyes or whatever, But what would
Well,
you?
I could
What
tell
would you
you
want?
based on the transition that's taking place, and I can estimate a most likely scenario.
Yes, God.
And I can tell you how I get to that. Now, I know that we have to change all lines of demarcation. Those are the lines that separate states,